So the Mullet X is it's our paraglide wing with an extra speed, and if you go hands up you get extra dive, and with that extra speed and extra dive you can convert more energy, giving, if you come into land, you have a more flare authority as well, and you can flare for longer. For the paraglide, we want a reflex that is strong even on low angle of attack. Means when you're diving, you want to have the reassurance that you have a strong airfoil. It's a very safe glider. You have to remember it's still a paraglider, and anything can collapse a paraglider. So you have to respect it's aviation. If you respect the conditions, if you respect your glider, you're gonna have endless fun. No, so the Mullet X, there's no need for pro risers. If you compare the Mullet with pro risers, the Mullet X with the standard risers is still faster than the Mullet with the pro risers. So there's no need for pro risers on the Mullet X. We don't recommend and we don't offer that option.
I think when you're choosing a size for your Mullet X, I think it's good to choose maybe one size bigger than what you normally would fly, even 2 sizes bigger, because the Mullet X definitely has a lot more D-power, a lot more speed, and it might be slightly less efficient than the original Mullet. So the Mullet X definitely is the fastest kite wing I believe that's available on the market today. I've raced other kite wings along the ridge, and it definitely holds that dive a lot more than any of the others, and I think that's its main selling point. When you really want to hold that speed on, and when the extreme conditions come, that's when I pull the X out of my bag. It's definitely one of my favourite wings to have in my quiver.
So the difference between the Mullet and the Mullet X is the original Mullet is more friendly for newcomers. It doesn't have as aggressive dive and pitch. And then the Mullet X is for someone who's already into paragliding and wants that more extra dive and extra energy. So the smaller sizes of the Mullet X can definitely be used for speed flying. It has the dive and you can do rolls on it, stay close to the terrain, have lots of speed. And I think if you do speed flying and coastal soaring, it's a great wing. Maybe if you only want to commit to speed flying, you could consider a Mohawk. But yeah, overall the X can definitely be used for speed flying. The Mullet X could definitely be used for PPG, but pilots would have to be used to how the brake toggles work and be able to use the throttle with the new brake toggles. And if you have that under control, it's no problem.
Oh, it covers definitely most of the conditions. It's probably, if I have to choose, if I have to decide for one wing, it's the best size, yes. If I can have more than one wing, I would get 2, just to like have a higher wing loading and stronger conditions, but also have another parag height for when it's a little lighter, but to cover all the conditions in one wing, 17.5X is my go. If you can make it happen and get 2 wings to just cover for everything, I'd recommend to get an X small version, let's say 15X, which just covers you for when it's really blowing, let's say 25, 30 knots. So you want to have the extra sweep, you want to have the extra dive, and you get all of that with your 15X. And then on those lighter days, you can go for a regular Mullet 20 or even 23. And if you add the pro risers on there, you have the extra dive as well. So you've got all the fun covered from like, let's say 7, 8 knots up to 25.